Okay, hopefully that'll fix it. Well, good evening to everybody. We're here again for this New Year's Eve celebration. Thank you for coming early. I know a lot of folks is trying to prep themselves for midnight, but we understand that midnight is a new year, but it's also a Sunday.
Yes, yes.
So common sense is we can be here at midnight and y'all won't be here on Sunday. AM somebody. So
Amen.
how about we gonna start a little early?
Amen.
So people can get well rested for the first day of the new year, a Sunday, where we can celebrate God on the first day as we celebrate Him
Hallelujah.
on the last day.
Yes, yes.
Come on now.
Oh my God, my God.
We can celebrate Him on the first day as we celebrate Him on the last day. But the last day we saw Him go up, but on the first day He got up. Y'all understand it. On the last day He went up, but on the first day He got up. So this is that time where we can celebrate and we can give God the praise, give God the glory, magnify His name, give all the joy, magnificence in who He is, so that we don't have to be concerned about the will of God if we're walking in His ways. Amen?
Amen.
So if you have your scriptures with you tonight, see, one thing I love about the community of believers that we have here, we don't tarry long. Amen, somebody. We don't have to jump through hoops and things. I was talking to a group earlier today, and it was like, yeah, I don't have 65 drums and 80 keyboards, and I don't have a 4,000 member choir. I just got a good old tambourine and a washboard. And that's what got my mama through, so it's going to get me through.
Hallelujah. Good stuff.
So, yeah, I've been around them old apostolic folk. So I'm not responsible for whatever may happen this evening.
Hallelujah.
I may pontificate this evening. I may holler.
Oh.
Or I may just give a message and sit my narrow behind down. Like I said, I've been around some folks. I've watched new candidates become ordained today. So nothing like walking in a new year in a new collar.
Come on now. Right there. Come on.
New year with a new robe. So some of y'all will get that another day. If you have your Bibles with me, let's go to the book of Genesis. They say, he going back in the beginning. Absolutely.
Yes.
I got a message for you today. I feel something. Genesis 19. I'm going to dance around about 5 verses, just 5 verses. Anything under 10 verses, we're going to be here a second. I'm joking. Genesis chapter 19, verse 17 says, so it came to pass when they had brought them outside that he said, escape for your life. Do not look behind you, nor stay anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest you be destroyed. Verse 25, jump down to 25. It says, so he overthrew those cities, all the plain, all the inhabitants of the cities, and what grew on the ground. But his wife looked back behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to stop there. Tell your neighbor, don't look back.
Don't look back.
Tell somebody else, don't look back.
Don't look back.
Now find that one person that you know this is true with and be ignorant about and say, stop looking back.
Stop looking back.
Hey,
Hallelujah.
stop looking back.
Stop looking back.
See? Have I preached yet? I can go home now. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Don't look back. Let me see. Here's the thing. We're ending out the year of 2016 with people angry, upset, mad, disgruntled, some just straight out pissed off to the high levels of pissosity. They are not happy.
Okay.
They's mad at the world. They ain't get what they wanted. Their favorite president is gone and they got Trump in office. They like, who let this jackass in? That's what I heard him say. I said, you did, because you didn't vote.
Yeah.
So people mad at the results of their own actions, but instead of accepting it, they want to blame everybody else. People's lives have been turned upside down. Churches' doors been closed. Relationships ended. Jobs been lost. People just lost every bit of their loving mind, and they just try to blame the world, but they really need to look in the mirror to find the problem.
Well.
So they do at this time across the world and this nation. They're sitting in churches and synagogues and temples. Some are sitting in clubs and bars. Some even sitting in the McDonald's. Sitting there saying, Lord, I can't wait till 11:59 and 59 so I can say goodbye to 2016. They have gone so far, and I hate this thing. The hashtag on Facebook that says, leave it in 2016, like they did 15, 14, 13, and 12. But you notice they all the same thing. So if you're leaving it at 16, and it was the same thing from 15 and 14, when you leaving it, I'm going to take the number and say, just leave it. I'm not going to sit there and do nothing more and say, just leave it.
Leave it.
You know, don't leave it at 6, leave it alone. How about just leave it? Because the problem is people are holding steadfast to things that they're trying to carry into a situation that they don't belong in.
Come on,
They're trying to come with these new resolutions. Well, I'm going to be this in 17 because I wasn't that in 16. But they don't realize they're just recycling what they said in 15 at the end and they won't be in 16.
Well.
So what we're trying to get them to understand is at some point in time, you have to come to a conclusion with yourself. I mean, have a serious conversation with that person sitting across the room from you. That's you. That person that has the same name that you do, the same DNA, the one that you see every morning when you brush your teeth, the one that you ain't calling boo because you ain't dating them, the one that you share in the shower with. You understand what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one that you got to fight with to get your clothes on. I'm talking about the one that has a full understanding of who you are, and tell them I'm sick and tired and sick, and refuse to embrace the foolishness of what you put me through this year. So when I step into my new year, I'm not looking back at what was happening because you can stay there, but I see something different coming. So I'm saying this because people are trying to look back when they need to be looking ahead. Now I'm trying to get through my introduction. But these folks are sitting on playing believers like they about to do something. You understand what I'm saying? So, because people, you know, I got people who are Steelers fans and just happy and saying our season is over and y'all finished in 16. I said, but you fail to understand. Our last game was on the first day of a new year. So we still made it to January. Y'all ain't understanding. We may not get to the playoffs, but we still playing. We may not go to the Super Bowl, but we're still on the field. See, my game ain't over until the last whistle is blown. And if I'm moving into my new game on the first of the year, I'm not worried about what happened on the last of the year. So you can hold to me what my record was in 16, but 17 is a new season.
Come on, Bishop.
So here we have a problem going on in this passage of Scripture. What we have is a simple family who was blessed by God, righteous in their nature. They came out of the seed of Abraham, and they are living in a city of problems. We call it Sodom and Gomorrah, but we don't have to go into the debacle and debauchery of what it is. Let's just say it was a problem. Let's just say they was dwelling in their issue, living with their circumstances, engaged to their problem, making love to their lustfulness, and they find themselves in a predicament that they could not get themselves out of because they shouldn't have been there in the first place. You understand? See, they was living on the mountaintop, but they decided the city was better for them. So they packed up their self-righteous, glorified, sanctified, blood-bought body of Christ and moved themselves into a place where only the enemy likes to live, and figured that their sanctified self was going to protect them from those that ain't sanctified. But I really understand that you don't be a black man in a racist state and visit a Klan meeting and act like you fit in. Somewhere along the line, who you are is going to identify you, and they're going to say, young whippersnapper, you don't fit here. And you should have an immediate revelation that either get up or get out. Tell somebody, get up or get out.
Get up or get out.
And I'm not telling you to move right now because I don't need nobody heading for that car, driving down the street saying, well, they taught me to get out. Because I'm not putting you out, I'm trying to put you up. But there's a difference in that. Let me get back to what I was saying. So anyway, we find ourselves with a family in a predicament that God is helping him out of. See, Abraham had prayed to God and simply said to him, if you can find at least one righteous man in this city, would you not destroy it? God said, if I can find one, I won't destroy it. So Abraham was fully convinced that if there was just one, he knew that Lot was there. He said, because Lot is there, the city won't be destroyed. Amen, somebody.
Amen.
But Abraham Abraham was slightly confused because his prayer limited the situation. He said, if you can find one righteous man living in the city, will you destroy the city? God said no. So God sent angels and said, get the righteous man out of the city.
Oh, Jesus.
So what he did, watch this, he answered the prayer, but his will still was done. See, don't get upset when God answers your prayer and still the predicament that he had planned happens anyway. But I thought you weren't going to destroy the city for the righteous one. Well, technically what you was asking for me to do was get Lot out the way. So I did what you asked. I answered your prayer, but you didn't want the city destroyed. You just didn't want Lot destroyed. See, sometimes we got to get out of the way. That's another day. There's another day. There's another day. There's another day. So here we find the angel of God briefly saying to him, get up out this city. God got something he got to do. He says, escape for your life. Do not look behind you, nor stay anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountain. For those who like these points, you know they like 3 points and then they're good. Let me give you the first one. Tell them number one. The change in year is a chance for change. Let me just give you that. It's real simple. The change in year is a chance for change. They're like, oh, okay. They ain't like my normal ones. Absolutely. You give me a glass of water there. A nice ice water. So again, y'all got to forgive me. I'm going to take my time. I've been preaching all day. So the angel of the Lord instructed Lot, take his family and get up out of Dodge. Whereas the infamous psalmist called Tyrone. And get up. That was for you. I knew you was going to laugh at that one. You're like, yeah, I like that. Yeah, call Tyrone. Call him. Call him, tell him, come get your sanctified stuff. Don't use my phone, use your own. So the thing is, he told him to get up out that city immediately. For God is going to destroy Sodom. God, in that same breath, gave them a chance and a choice. Well, let me take that back. He didn't give them a choice. Because they was going to go, they was going to go. It wasn't that they wasn't not going to go. They told him, hurry up and go. In other words, you haven't, no, they didn't. They said, get up out. They got evicted out of their own circumstances, and they got mad. Y'all been that way. Y'all got evicted out of your situation and got mad that it didn't work the way you wanted and went back and tried to recreate it.
Oh,
but when God puts you and takes you out of it, he takes you out for a reason. He didn't take you out temporarily. That's a Band-Aid. When God takes you out, that's surgery. Oh. So God wasn't going to destroy the city as long as a righteous man dwelled there. That was Abraham's prayer. But if you remove the righteous man, then what happens to the city is still God's plan. You may not even know that the reason God is moving you out of the way is so that his will towards others can be done. You feel free to take off any shoes you need to if your feet hurt. At any point in time, we would like to let you know those things. But, tell somebody, but, as long as you are in the city will not be changed. That makes sense. Oh, God. As long as, Kevin, let me help you, because see, you with me. As long as you're in the situation won't change no matter how much you pray. Let me know. Start throwing at me. Therefore, what happens is you got to move out of this situation. So that the situation can change. So that you can live a better life.
Woo! My God.
Good morning. No, this is evening. Hello. Y'all good? See, there was so much in the way going on in 2016 simply because people thought that new beginnings meant that you could start over in a bad, toxic situation and make it a good situation just because you're still there. It's quiet in here. But by the end of the year, you are drained. People are tired. They're frustrated. You frustrated. Y'all thinking about ways to overcome a homicide. They're saying, is it really illegal to kill? You are trying to fix things. You done lost your sanctified self. You are saying you're still saved, but you're thinking about cussing, doing a Peter, cutting the ear. Can you hear me now? You are figuring out ways to do wrong and wondering why. God said, first of all, no weapon that they form shall prosper. These are things that you are allowing to afflict you, but I'm the one that created the affliction. So if I said it don't hurt you, why are you feeling hurt? Why sharpen a dull knife? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Whew. But you must know that, see, I'm taking my sweet time tonight, Rosetta. Well, I'm taking my time. See, because you wasn't here last week, I'm taking my time and give you all of it. She's like, amen. But you must know that moving into a new year doesn't change what happened in the last year. The only thing that really changes is the date. See, if you leave in this year saying I'm in a messed up situation, just because it turned to January 1st, 2017 doesn't mean the situation changed. You still in a messed up situation. You just boo-booed a fool that didn't move when they told you to in 16.
Well, Jesus.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's one group. Now, and then the other ones that moved and came back. Don't relocate and return.
Jesus.
Move and keep moving. Stop pulling.
God.
Therefore, it is important to embrace what the change in the date means. Because, see, y'all confused. Y'all came into 16 like, my God, 16, 2 seasons of 8, new beginnings, hallelujah. I'm having a new beginning, but you didn't do nothing new.
Well, wow.
You just tried to put new over old. Did not Christ say you can't put a new wine in old wines again? That's what you trying to do. Put new life in a dead situation. If it's dead, bury it. The only thing that ever was resurrected was Christ himself. Nothing else will rise from the grave, no matter how much. This ain't Phoenix. This ain't Harry Potter. Stop it. If it's dead, let it go. Let it go.
Oh, Jesus.
Y'all all right? The angel told Lot to escape for your life. Ain't that what he said? Oh, yeah, she's like, amen. That's what it said, right? Come on now, work with me. I know it's a little lazy.
That's what he said.
Amen, that's what I'm talking about. Come on now. Speak that into existence. My God, Shama, I heard the voice. Told y'all I've been around the apostolics today. Y'all got to understand. So he anyway, he could not, watch this, have been more clear. He told them, escape. He didn't say, listen, I would like for you to get your things and just leave. He said, get up out of Dodge now. Escape. You can't be more clear than the word escape.
Well,
if a fireman comes to your door and say, get out, what you doing?
get out.
You ain't asking any questions. You actually keep moving the direction that he's in. Because if I've got to get out, there's something behind me I don't want to deal with. Then you got the answer, say, wait, I got to go back and get the baby pictures. Yeah, okay. Baby outside like, mama, come on outside. Baby, I got to get baby pictures. I'm here. We can make more. See, let me get my pontifical position on. Escape, by definition, means to break free from confinement or control.
Say that again.
Don't you knock my side. If you gonna shake stuff, come to this side of the room. She gonna be buying me a new TV in a minute. Again, let me say it again. I would like to make this clear for those who are confused about the statement that I'm making here. Escape by definition means to break free from confinement or control. Okay, break free from confinement or control. Escape, the word itself, means to break free from confinement or control. So when he said escape for your life, he wants you to break free from the confinement of what's binding you up because it's controlling your life. Tell somebody, I need my life.
I need my life.
There are people right now fighting to escape from the control of others, including emotional control, but haven't seen that it is possible. But when God tells you to escape for your life, he's not telling you to continue to dwell where you are. This must be some change involved. Because see, here's the thing. Sometimes we get confused because we figure when he says change that we mean change of address. But really what he's saying is change of mindset. Because sometimes you can't move. Or you may not be able to move at that moment. But if you're living in a different mindset, you can change the whole entire situation and you still be caught up in foolishness. You just won't be with the fools. You can be around the idiots and not be affected. You can be in a toxic environment and not be damaged by the toxicity if you can simply change your mind.
Well,
which means you got to unchange your mind back, because you changed your mind to fit and suit the situation and they're happy. But when you change your mind back to God, you got to escape. So the first place you got to escape from is in your mind. You got to think about it differently. Wait a minute, let me catch my thought. Whoa, hold on, you had me for a minute. You got to have a Seeley moment. You start thinking back and then like, sucker. All these years I had to fight. No, that's Oprah. I had to fight because she realized she was fighting the wrong enemy. The fight she was fighting was in herself. She wasn't fighting nothing. And when she realized that she could be broken down by a nightstick and broken down by the confinement of herself, she started to realize that the only place that they could never take from me is my mind. So why are we giving our thoughts up to people who have no thoughts of their own? They done lost their mind and you losing yours because they can't find theirs. My mother used to say that's the blind leading the stupid. She used to say that. We apostolic tonight. We got it going what the mothers used to say. He jumping all in the Kojic poses. Well, they do it still now. We know that, but run with me here. Can you work with me tonight? Can you work with me?
She won't.
She not. I mean, she
won't.
I sent it to her room. Sent it to her room. She start texting. I don't get it, man.
Come over here.
I just want you to understand that God needs you to escape so that he can change the situation so that you can have your life back. I don't know who this is for, but whoever it is, I hope your feet hurt. So this higher, I ain't got to the butt yet. I don't have my boots on. Let me go put them on. This is the reason for your position leaving this year. Just the situation you're in right now, the position you're in right now, the occupation you're in. This is why right now, the position that you're in and how you're leaving the year, this is why you're in this situation. This is why. You have seen the enemy, you know their plans, but you won't move.
Wow.
So does God, which is why he's calling for you to flee. God knows what he's doing. God knows what the enemy plans against you. You see, the enemy told you, I'm going to kill you. You like, by his might. No, God said, get up out of there. But wait a minute, God, you can protect me against the enemy. I am, because I'm telling you to flee. Because I'm not trying to destroy the enemy. I'm trying to destroy the environment where the enemy exists. Because if I destroy the environment, he has nowhere to dwell. But long as you still sitting there, boo-boo, da fool, I can't destroy his home.
Yeah. Well,
I can't destroy the predator in the cave if you in the cave. Get out the cave.
Wow. Get out. Wow.
Jesus. Mother Mary. That's the Catholic in me. I'm sorry. That's why you cannot fight an enemy that you cannot recognize, and you cannot fight an enemy that you are in relationship with.
Well, sleeping with the enemy.
Woo. She said that. I wasn't going there. We spend too much time behind enemy lines and not doing anything to stop the enemy. We just want to have dinner with them.
Oh, Jesus.
Christ had dinner with Judas because Judas' purpose was to betray him, because that was his purpose. Again, I said it that way. I meant that. But he had a purpose. Christ was not going to be sitting with someone like Judas if Judas didn't have a purpose in what they was doing. Why are you engaging your life with people that have no purpose and giving them more of your attention than God himself? God's giving you a purpose and you're wasting it because you're being around people that lack purpose and just sitting there saying, I believe in God for a change. And he keeps telling you, flee, Negro, flee.
Get out.
Escape, yes. Like that movie, Get Out. And what they do, they get out. Y'all done lost your mind. He said, get out. Y'all like, did y'all hear that? Susie, did you hear that? Susie, she in the car texting me like, yeah, I heard it. My question is, did you hear it? I'm in the car with it on.
Grab the baby pictures on your way out.
I'm here. I'm in the car. I'm revving the engine. It's on neutral. See, you hit it, I'm hitting first gear for going. Are you still standing in the living room like, Susie? You ain't even paying attention to the theme music. The music even changed. You hearing Jason's music behind you. You're like, wow, did y'all hear that? And everybody's like, hey, yo, run. Nobody's moving. People throwing stuff at the screen because they mad for you. You know you stupid when the one that's trying to kill you just won't kill you because you too stupid to take all of it. I'm sorry. Y'all look, I'm sorry. Y'all forgive me. Y'all forgive me. I've been around who? The apostolic. Amen. So y'all understand. Okay? I've been around the apostolic, so y'all gotta forgive me. If I'm off key tonight, it's because I've been around who?
The apostolic.
Amen. Somebody, y'all with me right now. But anyway, I was saying the reason why people don't understand what's going on is because they lack comprehension about why they're in the existence that they're in. See, they confuse it, don't they? They're like, 2016, I said this before, 2016, this is new beginnings. But what happens in 17? I'm glad y'all was wondering. What happens in 17? Because if you had something in new beginning, something's got to happen afterwards.
Well,
So if you started something in 16, something's got to happen in 17.
wow.
If you began to change in 16, something has to happen in 17. If you made a decision in 16, something has to happen in 17. Right? Y'all good, y'all good. Man, that would sounds another church. They say preach, black man, but we don't do that here. So again, we talked about 16. We talked about new beginnings. We talked about change, right? So y'all want to understand why I'm saying this in so many ways. Because when you look at it from a new biblical, numerical comprehension, you will realize that 17 means overcoming the enemy. 17 means complete victory. But see, you can't have complete victory if you haven't begun to fight.
Well,
You can't have complete victory if you haven't begun to fight. See, the problem, Eric, is this. People started fighting for their life in 16 and quit before Christmas. I hear you back there. They started to fight and quit before Christmas. Because it was like it's too difficult. Because they didn't see. Because the solution wasn't going to happen this year. We still got a few hours. What's going to happen this year? Why? Because the complete victory means a victory that has no emptiness, no void, no cracks, no breaks, no crevices. Meaning it's done. Happens in 17. See, new beginnings is in 16, but complete victory is in 17. So there's a process to go through, meaning you got to keep fighting until you get your victory. But more importantly, you got to keep fighting until you get the complete victory. But you stop too soon because they smacked you in the face, but like, oh, that hurt. I don't want to fight. Again, 17 is overcoming the enemy, complete victory. So the year is the year of overcoming the enemy. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you think 17 is anything else, you're confused. It is overcoming the enemy even in you. But here's the problem. You cannot overcome what you're still involved in.
Oh, well.
Did I just take the wind out their sails?
You did. You did.
They like, amen. Wait a minute. See, stop bringing us up and tearing us down. Bring us up. That's what I do. I pick things up and put them down. That's what I do. Yes, Lord. I'm going to hug you with a knife in your chest. Not your back. I don't have to hit you in the back. I'm going to hit you in the chest. Not in the heart. I'm going to hit you where you breathe. Because if you can get the air to breathe differently, you'll live differently. Anyway, you must leave for change to happen. You must leave for change to happen. Oh, I'm sorry, wait a minute. Bottom line, some changes will not happen as long as you're involved in it.
Well.
Here's a misunderstanding. Some people thought change meant a drastic change. Sometimes a change is just a simple step to the left or right. Okay, anyway, let go, move on, and don't look back. Tell somebody, don't look back.
Don't look back.
Don't look. I ain't even looking at way no more because she'd have shook the house. She'd have called me all kind of Negro in here, and we ain't even got past the first point. You all right? You real good. You could have gave me this offline. You had to do this around certain people. Looking to the right. But this is why I'm saying this to you, because I want you to understand, because I don't want you to be confused. You're like, I'm picking on you. Absolutely. You know why? Point 2. Let me hear point 2.
Point 2.
So this is why I'm picking on you. This is why, because point 2 says, not everyone can go with you to the mountain, only those who believe. So let me come over on this side. Watch this. Not everyone can tell you where the mountain is either.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Y'all all right? Did you get the note, Pam? Did you get? She just sitting there like, I ain't writing nothing down. I'm just gonna catch this. Come on now. Not everyone can go. Not everyone can go with you. Okay, I didn't say go to. Go with you to the. Not everyone can go with you to the. Let me say it again. I wanted to resonate. Not everyone can go with you to the mountain. They can ride with you, but they can't get on the mountain. Moses, okay.
Right now. Come on. Go ahead.
So he said, escape to the mountain lest you be destroyed. Okay? He's speaking to Lot. He talking to Lot.
That's it. That's what he told him.
The only one Abraham was worried about was Lot. Lot. The only ones who's going to go with Lot was the ones that believe. See, the problem is you're trying to take people to your mountain that don't like to climb. You're right.
Okay.
You want the ones that be throwing stuff at the priest and be like, go on, man.
I get up and hit you. I won't throw nothing. I get up and
Somebody get them a towel or something. I can take the towel,
There's a tissue right there.
Oh, they don't hit me with no tissue. Man, don't cut that. Don't tie that in no knot. Go on, preacher, poof it. I don't want Periscope. He done smacked the preacher. And folks on Periscope be like, get him. All right, okay, I'm sorry. Poor internet radio is going to be losing this one. So again, let me say it again. Not everyone can go with you to the mountain. Only those who believe will. So when you focus on what's ahead, you won't spend as much time on what's behind. Again, when you focus on what's ahead, you won't spend so much time on what's behind you. You know them folks that like to dwell on what they used to be? Why are you spending so much time on situations you can't fix?
Wow.
The angel not only told Lot to escape, but he told him to flee to the mountains. So we need to realize this, and this is what I'm saying. The mountains have a logical religious symbolism For while they are commonplace in the landscape of Scripture and the earth, there's a significance to it because so much happened on the mountain.
Yeah.
Christ gave his Beatitudes on the Sermon on the Mount. Moses went up and got the I was getting ready to say 15, Lord. I'm thinking of that movie, History of the World, Lord. Of the 10 Commandments. Matter of fact, Moses was on the mountain when he heard God tell him, let my people go. So many things, the Mount of Transfiguration. And when I think about how many mountaintop experiences that happen, I began to realize that why is it so important? Because when you're on the mountain, you feel closer to God than you've ever been. That's why so many people try to climb Mount Everest, because when you get to that level of climbing, the air changes. You can't, see y'all, okay, I'm about to mess with you. You can't breathe on your own in that kind of conditions. It's not the cold, it's not the freeze, it's not the ice, it's the air. You have to have some kind of secondary assistance in breathing on those heights. But if you ever find yourself in Everest at the very top of the hill and realize you don't need oxygen to breathe, God is breathing for you, you are closer to God than you ever thought you were. So he told him, escape to the mountains. He said, get your behind out of your valley situation and get closer to God. See, this is why people struggle. It's because they spent so much time leaving the mountain and dwelling in the commonplace of foolishness that they forgot that the mountain place is where their relationship to God existed. So when God tells them, get up out of your situation and get back right with me, they don't want to do it by themselves. So they start trying to drag and tow people along with them that don't want to go because they ain't trying to be on nobody's mountain. It's too high to climb.
Lay aside. Lay aside. Wow. Jesus.
Lord, have mercy. Come, help me. Lord, have mercy. Yeah, you're trying to escape. No. Yeah. Amen. Get it broken. Yeah, trying to escape. Thank you. Trying to tell me set free, because after a while, a little more shaking, they'd be like, you see my knees. You know? That's what ended the service.
Real quick.
Wow. Oh, God.
I've been around who?
Apostolic.
Amen.
Don't take nothing else from this service. You got down.
What you learned on New Year's that he was around the apostolic. So the thing about it is, you got to realize that the mountain is that place where God reveals himself the most. Oh, come on. I'm going to say it again. The mountain is where God reveals himself the most. The valley experience is a test to draw you to the mountain. But when you get to the mountain, the higher up you go, the closer. Did not God continually call Moses to? He said, come here. And he'd go to the mountain. He said, I got to go and climb the mountain. He ain't go to the stream.
Nope.
He ain't go to the river. He went up on the mountain. Even the prophet, where God revealed to him his church sitting on top of the mountain, and the water flowing from the church was his presence. And when it touched the Dead Sea, everything in the sea became living. Because it flowed from the mountain. Y'all better recognize that if you ever want to change from God, you got to get back up on your mountain. Don't tell me your knees hurt.
Right.
Don't tell me you tired or you weak to get up. The reason you weak is because you got down there and they get your butt back up. That's what my grandmother used to say. You got down there. You button off, and when they go for the strap, I have the sudden urge to have energy.
Ain't that true?
Didn't I tell you to get? Who believes it? I felt my strength. Start getting like nothing but the blood of Jesus. We start singing Negro spirituals. Watch this. Wherever there is a mountain, there was a movement of God. That's why Christ was saying to the disciples that if you tell the mountain to move, it must move. Because the mountain is subjected to the authority of God. And that God gives his voice to us. Therefore, when we say to the mountain move, we're asking God to make a movement of himself.
Okay.
And when we do, he'll move just to show how much authority he's willing to give us. But don't get it twisted. He may tell you to move the mountain, but he'll never tell you to remove it. But see, we're so busy trying to remove the mountain. Wow. We should be removing the valley. But anyway, so wherever there's a mountain, there's a movement of God. We see from, well, I said all that. Let me go on. Y'all got me all over the place. This is what happens when I spend time around who?
Apostolics.
Yes, Lord. Tell somebody, don't look back.
Don't look back.
Tell somebody else.
Don't look back.
So again, we said that wherever there's a mountain, there's a movement of God. Lot dwelled on the mountain with Abraham and decided to go down into the city with his wife.
All directions.
Don't get quiet now. Lot dwelled on the mountain with Abraham until he decided to go down into the city with his wife. He was led by the wrong God. I'm sorry, the wrong voice. Pardon me. But at the moment that he was ready to hear the voice that he should have paid attention to all along, there was some delay. I'll just leave it at that.
No. Please.
The delay was not him, it was the hesitation of the ones around him. I guarantee you there were some arguments when the angels told him, come on, I'm not leaving the city, and it wasn't Lot saying that. But anyway, the point said that everyone cannot go with you to the mountain. Only those who believe. That's why I'm saying this. Because there are people in your valley experience that want you to stay in the valley because it's comfortable for them.
Wow.
It ain't comfortable for you, it's comfortable for them. So they're trying to convince you how wrong it would be if you moved to the mountain without them. You won't leave me in these situations and circumstances. I'm not trying to leave you there, but I need you to go to the mountain. I don't want to climb. Okay, well, stay right where you are. I'm putting on my hiking boots and I'm getting my rope and I'm making the move to the mountain. And every step towards it, I'm going for every mountain.
Hey, Jesus.
Because I need to get back to the closeness of God that I had before. So if I'm doing something new in 16, I'm training to climb. And I'm not going to climb the way I did before because, see, before God made it easy. I could walk up without a problem. But because I willingly went down into a valley experience, now I got to climb some rocks and stones and some difficult places. I can't just climb up the hill this time. I got to rock climb. Because it got steeper than it was before. And I'm sitting there saying, why didn't I stay the first time? God says, I don't know, but I'm going to remind you that if it fall down this time, you're going to feel it. Because the edges on these stones going down are way more painful than coming up. Ooh, I don't know what that was for. That ain't even on my paper. Where am I at? Oh, okay. Bill, okay. Wait a minute. Am I at knees yet? Or am I higher than knees? Am I at the hips? Am I at the hips? I'm right above. Okay. I need to hit the hips. Okay. No, don't. You got to walk. Okay. Then don't pay attention to this. It's amazing. It's always that one person that speaks up and they don't realize what the next line is. So, Pam, I'll talk to you on this one. Wait a minute, this might not be good either. I still love you.
I love you too.
All right. Your stagnant journey is the result of trying to carry people into a place that only the strong can survive.
Whoa, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
Broke hip, head move, broke hip.
Yes, Lord. Woo. I got lost after the statement.
Tell somebody, don't look back.
Don't look back.
I shall repeat this for the elder in the room. Your stagnant journey is the result of trying to carry people into a place that only the strong can survive. Now, this does not mean that we should abandon weak people. This means that any weakness can be overcome if that person is willing to embrace their weakness. Weakness comes from constantly looking. This is good. Yeah, man, I was trying to buy this myself. And I wrote this. I was like, man, it's good. Man, wow. Man, I'm getting caught up myself. Okay, weakness came from constantly looking back at what life was in the good old days. Weakness is thinking that you can resurrect those good old days even when you are not that person anymore. Let me go back to that. Wait a minute. I need to say that twice. Weakness is thinking that you can resurrect those good old days even when you, capital Y, capital O, capital U, are not that person anymore. Tell somebody, I ain't that person anymore.
I ain't that person anymore.
So don't look back.
So don't look back.
All right, y'all, did y'all really, y'all said that in a resounding word. Say it again, I'm not that person anymore.
I'm not that person anymore.
Is that sinking into you?
Yes.
You really understand that?
Yes.
Okay, because there's a reason for it, okay? There's a reason for it because the only place you can return to is the road towards your destiny. So, you mean to tell me, yeah, if you jumped off it, you can get back on. See, the road is cyclical. Anyway, I'm leave that alone. Think. Lot could return to the mountain, but he could not return to Sodom. Y'all got the see, she just caught it. Let me say it again. Lot could return to the mountain, but he couldn't return to Sodom. Oh, y'all. Oh, why? Sodom had been destroyed. Meaning the reason you keep going backwards is because you never left Sodom, and it has to be destroyed. Also, you are still connected to the people of Sodom long after Sodom is gone. It is time to get out of Sodom and let go of the Sodomites. See, let me put this out. See, here's the problem. The mountain can't be destroyed because that's where God exists. But Sodom was man-made. We still love living in man-made places where God made us heavenly creatures. So why are we trying to dwell below where we're supposed to fly? We are eagles and we fly upon those wings, but we trying to walk on feet that weren't designed for such. Eagles don't walk, they fly. Their feet are used to grab something.
That's it. Yes, and take it up.
And take it up. But we want to keep dwelling in Sodom. Tell somebody Sodom gone.
Sodom gone.
Look at someone else say it ain't there no more.
It ain't there no more.
That's why he said don't look back. Because if you look back, what you should see is nothing. But you keep seeing something. Why are you having a manifestation of a place that don't exist no more?
No more. No more.
No more. N-O-M-O.
That's it.
You ain't the quarterback in high school no more. You can't fit the uniform. You ain't the valedictorian in college or whatever it is. You don't even have the cap and gown anymore. You about 50 pounds beyond that history. I didn't put no years on, I just said pounds. If I ever tried to find the old me, it would require a knife and a vacuum cleaner and a whole lot of pain medication and a staple gun. Outside of that, I am never going to be who I used to be. But because the reason I got big is because the anointing is too heavy. Who I was then couldn't handle what I'm carrying now. So I had to make sure my back was strong enough to lift up the body of Christ and the church in itself. So I couldn't do it with a weak knee and a back that couldn't see what I could do. I had to be able to stand under the weight of y'all's craziness so that I make sure that y'all don't fall back and bump your head.
Thank you.
Let me know when you're coming, because I'll jump in like, hey, yo. And my brother's on it. He like, I'll walk myself from Syracuse. You.
Yes, it will. Hit the snoop.
Oh, man.
My Lord.
So, again, you stuck in a valley where you don't have to be. But if you move out the way, he can destroy it so you don't have to look back. How many ready to move up?
Amen.
Tell somebody I'm moving.
I'm moving.
I'm moving up out of this situation. I'm moving up out of this place. And guess what? Watch this. God is going to move people out of position until you get into position. That's why you struggling trying to do what someone else is supposed to be doing simply because you haven't moved into your position or they haven't. So now it's like, why is everything acting a complete fool? See, now let me fix this, because yours is a delay. That's it. You're not delaying it. God is, for a reason. Because he's saying, I just want to see if you want to listen to me or everyone else. Because you're looking at a mountain and you're looking at a molehill and you don't know which one is what. But at the moment you discover the mountain, the molehill will be removed. You're not in a valley. You're in between places. So he's got you in a holding pattern until you say, okay, is it best for me or is it best for God? Y'all just got to understand what's best for me or what's best for God. Because I said before, not everything that looks good is good.
Amen.
See, God don't send me to bring an enemy to you. God sent me to recognize the enemy that's around you. Tell somebody I'm moving.
I'm moving.
Tell somebody don't look back.
Don't look back.
I don't know who this is for. I'm going to just throw this out there. A breakdown is not a breakthrough. Don't get that confused. I'm just going to leave that for y'all. So if you're having a breakdown, it's not a breakthrough. You're just having a breakdown. You need to see a psychologist. You need to get on the happy pills. If you're having a breakdown, get on the happy pills. A breakthrough is going up. Breakdown is going down. Breakthrough gets you to the mountain. A breakdown doesn't. I'm just letting you know, get in the happy pills. Tell somebody I need some happy pills. And look, nobody said, because they said, I don't need that. I ain't having a breakdown. Amen. As soon as somebody says, like, wait a minute, because we'll give you some. We'll get them from Syracuse. So, anyway. I know where the bag is. I'll get you some. And they look all pretty. Oh, Skittles. Mm-hmm. Don't take the green ones. Don't take the green ones. So, y'all all right? Y'all good? You, how far am I out there? I'm at the hips now? Okay. You quiet? You all right? You can't walk?
Sit on the floor again.
You sure? I don't want you to sit on the floor. I don't want you to sit on the floor. You all right? Yeah. Okay. You good?
So I go upstairs.
You going? You know, it's like it's amazing that you just say things that just line up to the next line on my page. Okay. Well, I might as well just look him in the eye and say, you right? You good? You right? Okay. You ready? You ready? Yeah. Don't let others' backwards thinking hinder your forward progress.
We'll write that one down. Did you turn now?
Isn't that what that say like that?
Uh-huh.
Now make sure I'm not crazy. What's the line say before it? Say it loud.
Tell your neighbor I'm moving.
Okay. Did he walk into that one? Did you call him Uber on that? I did not know I was driving into your foolishness. This ride is free, my brother. This ride is free. Melvin put on that drop the mic. I did. Y'all ain't never gonna have a New Year's celebration like this before. Watch this. So verse 25 says, so he overthrew those cities, all the plain, all the inhabitants of the cities, and what grew on the ground. So he removed everything. Okay, so when they try to look back, what they see? Nothing. Right? They see nothing, right? Now, the statement was, don't let others' backwards thinking hinder your forward progress, right? Verse 6 says, but his wife. Good God.
Yeah, 26 in it.
But his wife looked back behind him. She didn't look back behind her. She looked back behind him, meaning she was in front of him when she was walking. And she looked around him.
Around her protection.
And then it says, and she became a pillar of salt.
It's okay. It's going to be okay.
I just saw that. It says, and she looked back behind him. Oh, my God. I'm going to blend these 2 points. I'm going to put different in. Don't take salty people into your new year. I'm going to just leave that there.
He comes.
He couldn't stand it any longer.
He tried to hold back, Elder. He tried to hold back. He just couldn't hold it any longer. He couldn't hold it any longer. Yeah. So again, yeah, this is going to be a viral one this time. God completed what he had promised both in the city and in the life of Lot. The cities were destroyed. Lot's family was safe until Lot's wife turned backwards towards the city. In that moment, she became a pillar of salt. Lot and the rest of his family was safe because they kept looking ahead, but his wife, for whatever reason, looked back, and it cost her. Oh, okay. I haven't said anything to you today. How are you? Good. Now, this is not you. It's just you just happen to be one I haven't. Because if I say it to her, she might throw a book. You know. She's looking for one too. She says, watch this. There is a consequence to looking back.
Yes, yes. Really, Bishop?
Well, I gave her that part. You want the other half?
She said no.
Well, take it anyway. Watch this. You ready? You ready?
I guess so.
Because if you do, you will become salty.
Oh, ouch.
The only one that turned to salt was the one that looked beyond the one that pulled them out of the situation. So what they was doing was, come on, I just need you for a minute. I ain't gonna touch you. I trust you. You just come a little closer. You all right? You ain't gonna be in camera. So what happened was, they heard the instruction of Lot, and they kept walking. But the further away from their predicament they got, the less comfortable they were. And the urgency to wonder if what God said he was going to do caused them to look beyond them. But had they looked back at them, they would have still seen God. But what they did was they looked around their protection. And because they overlooked the one that was keeping them safe, they were afflicted by that which was protecting them from it. Thank you.
Come on, Bishop.
See, you got to realize that when you're connected to the person, not only will the blessings on their life affect you, but so will the curses. So if you become disobedient and go around that which has covered you, don't get mad when your gets messed up.
Yes.
That's why they salty and you not. How come everything working out for you? Because I'm smart enough to be the one that God spoke to. You are hanging on to me. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't.
Like it is. Like it is.
Don't bite, son.
Don't bite.
Say, if you stop holding on to me like a cuff on my pants leg and start walking with me like the jacket that I wear, maybe you wouldn't be in such a situation. But you living in a salty situation.
My God.
You mad and bitter at everybody else. Ain't nobody there for me. Did you look behind you? Oh no, you looked around it.
Oh, my Lord.
See, because here's the thing. They were walking in right position until they decided to look around it. Because they figured, well, if he's still there, I'm good. Oh, but what they did literally was just move them out of position. See, here's the thing. Don't try to recreate a position that the people you protected moves you out of.
Wow.
He was still walking to the mountain with her in front of him, almost literally keep telling them, don't look, because he knew. But she said, bump you, I want to see what's going on with my past. So he didn't move out the way, she did.
He didn't move the block.
Because he couldn't. Because all it took was a glance. He didn't even have time to respond. Because all he was doing was focusing on what was ahead of him, and it wasn't her. Oh. See, y'all got to understand that as he's walking, watch this. Stand up. 2 steps forward. Turn around. Boo! No, anyway. Don't move. The thing about it was, Lot had his family in front of him in the position that he was supposed to be in, protecting them from what was behind them. The only assignment he had was to not only be between them and Sodom, but he still had to navigate where they was going. So he had to be in a position where he could see in front of them while he's seeing them, but his faith says, I don't need to see them because they are already obedient enough to keep going. I just need to make sure I tell them which way to go. So he was in position, but at the moment, now look around me. At the moment she looked around, he couldn't even say anything. He just had to keep walking past her. Because he said, you messed up, not me. I gave you warning. Thank you. I gave you warning. I gave you protection. I've been praying for you. But at the moment you stepped out of my covering, out of my protection, out of my security, it's in God's hands now. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to pour water on the salt and hope that it comes back to being a person. But once they become that pillar, it's it. It's over. People, well, okay, watch this. People have gone from being married to a person to being in a relationship with salt.
Wow.
And wondering why everything around them is cured. And I don't mean healed. Everything tastes salty. Everything around them is salty. People don't even want to deal with them because it's like, I don't know about you, something about you is salty. Because you're carrying residue from the salt around you. The one, you're not even dealing with the salt of the earth. You're dealing with a statue that could not let go of what was trying to free them from it. It said escape from the control. But they realized the only thing controlling me was behind me, and there was nothing he could do to stop him. That's why they couldn't go up to the mountain with him, but they could stand at the base because all they wanted to see what was behind them. And at the moment that they looked back, they turned their back again on the one that was trying to give them a mountaintop experience. There will come a point in this next year, starting in a few hours, where you're going to have to start saying, okay, you salty, and I'm going to need you to stay that way, away from me. Because salt doesn't cause high blood pressure and all that stuff. Make you all unhealthy. You got to take all them pills, and you bloated and lethargic and sad inside. And all that wonder was because you got high blood pressure. You don't even eat salt, but you just got a high salt content. And you wonder why? Because you're sleeping with it. You working with it. You engaged to it. You relational with it. You just, I'm sorry. What I say? Don't take salty people into your new year. Why? Because if they keep turning back, leave them where they stand. I'm going to just say that. If they keep turning back, leave them where they stand. You're going into a new year. And it says overcoming the enemy. It says complete victory. You can't be that way if you're trying to pick up the salt and pillar and take it with you on the mountain. Who wants to take that to the mountaintop? And the problem with it is, there's been enough angels warning you about what's to happen, but you still won't get out of the way. I could go on in the passage because it says in the passage that Lot must hurry because they can't do anything until he gets out of the way. So here's the thing. Lot had the wisdom to get out of the way, but Lot's wife didn't. That's why I said you can't look back. Because when you look back, three things happen. First of all, if you look back, there's nothing there. Nothing. If you let God do his thing.
My God.
Second thing, if you look back, you become salty. Because you start trying to compare where you were and where you're going. And then you start looking at failure, say, I could have been this, I could have been that. If you could have been that, why didn't you become that? If you could have been that, why have you not become that? There's a reason why you are not that person, reason why you're not that situation, reason why you're not that circumstance. Why? Because it wasn't meant for you to be there. If you made these decisions lined up with the call on your life, the anointing on your life, the direction in your life, and guess what? Stop being salty about things you can't change. But when you give, watch this, when you give people the chance to go with you to a better place, but they keep looking back, walk around them. Because they don't want to go where you're going. They don't want to be where you be. They don't want to live where you live. They don't want to move into your situation. They just simply want to stay where they are. So now you got a question. Do you want to stay in a city that's going to be destroyed, or you want to move into a mountaintop experience and get closer to God? I truly believe that the closer I am to God, the better my life is. And I'm not going into 17 thinking about what I should have been in 16. I'm going into 17 saying I got way more to do, and I'm not dwelling on what happened in 16, 15, 4. I could care less. Because none of it can be changed, none of it can be fixed. But I'm moving into my 17 with a mindset that I got some enemies to defeat and I got some victories to complete.
My Lord.
And if I keep holding fast to what I was, I'll never amount to anything else. I watch people, ministries, pastors, and leaders changing the circumstances the way they are, admitting and dealing with the fact that they're not mega anymore. They're just mini. And now they got to deal with many, and they're trying to cover it up by connecting with others, saying, we're going to do a group thing for a while.
What that means.
But at the end of the day, you're doing a group thing because you was dumping on everybody when you thought you was big, and when people start leaving you, now all of a sudden you humble. But then I watched a ministry that is small and gathered more leaders than some of these mega ministries have in one fell swoop, and all of them working together as a team to build that ministry up.
My Lord.
It's time to stop holding fast to woulda and what you was and what you could have been and all this. It's time to say, okay, I'm going into this saying, I am availing myself to do the work. I'm availing myself to the responsibilities. And I understand that I dropped the ball here and I dropped the ball there. But God is saying, I forgave you for those things. I need you to get back up and do it now. We got to complete the victory.
Wow.
And you can't complete the victory if you're not in the fight. Too many of you have laid down. Y'all done did a Ronda Rousey. Y'all got hit once and was like, I'm quick. That first fight stole her heart.
Yes, it did.
And the second fight finished. And she got smacked once and she started counting. I saw it. 48 seconds. She backed away in that corner like, don't hit me again. And I've never seen somebody in a vicious fight be that afraid. You can see the fear bleeding off of her. She wasn't bleeding, but you understand what I'm saying. You can see the fear coming off of her. Everyone saw. They said, she's done. She can never fight again. Why? Because she doesn't have because they took her heart. Some of you have given up the fight to people who just took your heart. And you don't even want to see it, and you don't understand why things aren't working out. They're not working out because you don't have a heart anymore for God. Coming to church doesn't give you a heart for God. It just helps you it's like the defibrillator trying to restart your heart. But if you don't put that commitment into it, then all you're doing is walking around with one artery pumping. God don't do transplants. He just defibrillates, shock you back into it. And when he does that, that's a wake-up call. That's a wake-up call. Because at the end of the day, when you realize all that you're going through, if you keep looking back to what you were, you're missing it. 17, I'm not going to sit here and try to candy coat, sugar coat any of them. Say 17 is going to be better than 16. 17 is going to be 17. 17 is going to be another year that you live. 17 is going to be what you define it to be if you either going to follow after God or not. For sitting here and say, I'm believing that I'm going to do greater things in 17, but yet you have no plans in place. 17 is just going to be another year. But the definitive of 17 is complete victory and defeating the enemy. If you're going to overcome your enemies, that means you got to get ready for a fight. And if you haven't tried to fight before now, you better get some gloves between now and midnight. Because 17 starts real soon. And the words Oprah said, all these years I had to fight. But watch this. When she stopped fighting, she started winning. And when she stopped fighting, Celie started fighting. And she carried the weight for everyone else. Your Sodom can only be destroyed if you get out of it. But don't leave Sodom and go move into Gomorrah. Go to the mountain. That's where God is waiting you. It's time to get up. Not to go sideways, left or right. It's time to get up. Get back up in the wheel. Get back up in the responsibility. Get back up in the training. Get back up into the preparation. Get back into your 17 and do what you got to do. You've had your new beginnings. It's already started. God has moved ahead of you. You got to catch up, and the only way you can do that is finish the work. Because in order for you to walk in your purpose of fullness and what was new beginnings, you got to defeat the enemies from the old. You got to defeat the enemies from the old. You got to defeat those that you've already been defeated by and say, okay, you got me the first round, but dang, dang. You got me the first round, but dang, dang. Oh yeah, I didn't see you coming. I didn't know what you had for you. I hit the ground a couple times, but ding ding. Because when the bell rings, I'm back in it. And guess what? You ain't getting me this time because now I know what you're working with. Ding ding. I'm ready. Come on, how many ready to fight? How many ready to get that complete victory? How many ready to take the enemy by storm and tell them you had me before, but you don't have me now? How many know that it's time to escape for your life? See, I'm not telling you to get free. I'm telling you escape for your life. You are living in a place that's killing you. You're living in situations and circumstances that are killing you. You are dwelling in a place that is toxic to your life. And it is time for you to pack up and move like somebody. You better be like the Jeffersons moving on up on the east side into the deluxe apartment in the sky. That's the mountain. You got to move up like somebody because God is waiting for you on the mountain. He ain't coming to the valley for you no more. He speaks from the mountain. If you don't hear him, it's because you deaf.
Yes.
He don't have to come down to the valley to meet you. He can speak from the mountain. And it's time for you to move from that place and hear him. Ooh, I'm not going to get into my message in the morning. I feel it already. Let me stop where I'm at. Just tell somebody, don't look back.
Don't look back.
See, y'all, by now it would have been midnight if we had started later and be like, Happy New Year. No, just tell somebody, don't look back.
Don't look back.
Look at someone that says, stop looking.
Stop looking.
Because there's nothing behind you. There's nothing that you forget. If you got regrets, for what? You can't fix them. You can't change them. If you holding fast to what you could, so what? You can't fix them. You can't change them. If you feel bad about how you treated somebody, you can't fix it. You can't change it. You need to let go of all of that foolishness and let go of all those things that's holding. There are cancer in your life. I'm here to do surgery. I'm here to remove those things from you. Get out of your pity party. Get out the pity boat. Get out of, I'm feeling bad for myself. Get out of, don't nobody know anything or understand about me. Get out the cab and drive your own way. Get up like somebody. If they won't take you where you go, get and use the 2 feet that God gave you. But stop looking back over things you can't change.
Yes.
And the problem is you're around people that keep reminding you of those things. I don't give a doggone if they're your child. Cut them off.
I don't have a problem.
Cut them off. If they keep reminding you of what you used to be, you need to tell them, look, this is the last time. This is the last time you're going to say this to me. I'm going to tell you a true story. I had somebody last week call me and I act like a complete fool on that phone. Was like, yeah, well, we used to say, come on, man, I know you better. Man, I didn't have neck collar on. By the time I finished with them, all I kept hearing halfway through, I'm sorry, man, I apologize. I ain't mean, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, man, you're going to hear all this. I went at them for an hour and a half on their dime. If you was down in that closet, you would have heard I went at him for an hour and a half. I ain't cussed near a bit. But by the time I finished with him, he would have wished I did. And I said to him numerous times, don't you ever assume you know me. Don't you ever call me up and give this impression that you know who I am because you remember me 20 years ago. I was saved then, I'm saved now. But the difference is I'm saved with the wherewithal to cut you and have the ability to heal you so the cops wouldn't even see a scar. Don't play with me. Don't let people keep carrying you into what you used to be, into where you go, and you stop carrying what you used to be. And so you did wrong. So you was in it. You in a different place. If you don't start living in a different place, you're going to act up and continue to be who you were. Sodom is gone. Sodom is done. The city doesn't even exist anymore. So why you keep reminding yourself of who you were in Sodom? And guess what? So you hooked up in Sodom. Hey, Kay. Yeah, where we meet at? We went to Sodom High. I was on the baseball team. They was a cheerleader. Their father was a rabbi in the city. We did our thing. But when he went to the mountain, because he grew up.
Yes.
He said, come on, boo-boo. She said, but wait. There's people right now begging for God to do that in their life because they don't have the strength to tell their pillar of salt to move. Tell somebody, don't look back.
Don't look back.
Tell somebody else, don't look back.
Don't look back.
Listen, I'm done. If you didn't get anything else other than what? Apostolic? Told you I've been around the apostolics today. But I realized yesterday when he gave me this whole thing in a half hour, a half hour, scared the life out of me. I'm like, ooh, these folks gonna be mad. But I'm telling you 100%. that God is saying, stop looking back and start looking forward. Because here's the thing. Oh, God, I'm trying to finish. Here's the thing. Some of the situations you're trying to walk into now are based on things that was going on in the past and promises that people had before. But as soon as the moment you said yes, it falls apart. The reason it falls apart is because the promise was for that moment. It's not only one promise that doesn't fall apart is God's. The only commitment that doesn't change is God's. So you keep holding fast, and they say, I promise I'm going to do. You know what? The greatest danger to losing to the enemy is someone that says, I'm going to change.
Going to.
Or they'll lie you, say, I don't want to be this way anymore. Yes, you do. You like it. You know what's dangerous about that? Not the fact that they say it, but the fact that you accept it as truth. Because all you're doing is enabling their foolishness. Co-signing. For a car that don't have no wheels.
Hey, Jesus.
Look at me, I bought a car. It ain't got no engine. I'm believing God for the rest. You should have believed God for some wisdom and bought a car that drives.
He gives that too now.
He don't give you partial, he gives you everything. Man, come on. So if you're not wanting God to give you a car with no engine, why do you want God to give you a relationship that ain't based in him?
Wow.
Ooh. Or a destiny rooted in money.
Oh,
I'm sorry, did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
Or that purpose based in prosperity. If your purpose is based on a paycheck, you missed it. I've seen a lot of rich people that are miserable. Anyway, tell somebody, don't look back.
Don't look back.
It's time to stop looking at what you were and start looking at where you headed.
Thank you, Lord.
You can't carry your old into your new. The date changed, but your circumstances haven't. And they won't change until you say to your circumstances, I'm not going to be this. And the challenge about the next year, the challenge about the next 365 days, the challenge about the entire year of 2017 is the fact that because God is trying to get you to defeat your enemy and he is required to give you a complete victory, you are going to be fighting God more than you're going to fight the enemy. Because you won't let go of those things and he's going to wreck your world. I want to give you a little bit of a warning on this night. You can take it as a prophetic unction if you want. Stop fighting the plans and will of God and submit to him no matter what you deem to be difficult or hurt. When they say God ain't going to put on you more than you can bear, is a lie. God is going to put things on you that's going to be painful, it's going to be difficult, it's going to be a struggle. But it's because it's going to stretch you to be the best of you to come out of the rest of you. So if you're like, I don't want to do that hurts. What is birthing? It's pain. But there's a victory in the midst. Mary's complete victory was seeing the baby Jesus born, not the conception. The complete victory was seeing what God promised come to pass. And it didn't happen on the cross. It happened in the manger. You need to understand that you want complete victory, you got to go forward and fulfill, complete, finish what God has said to do. And that means no matter how difficult it is, you're going to have to make those proper decisions in your life and destroy Sodom before Sodom destroys you. Everybody standing on your feet. Those on Periscope and on the internet, we wish you a happy new year. For those that's coming in and those that are here, we're going to continue on. We will see you all tomorrow morning at what time? Between 11 and 11:30 a.m. if you want to be with us then. But for now, happy New Year's to you all. Thank you for broadcasting and chiming in.